couldn't put a face with a name. Because last year, I mean, they even happened to me, because when I saw him for the first time, when me and him met up, it was like, oh, I used to do that was painting on the wall when I was filming my video last year. You know, my group was filming the video at the wall, you know, and he was painting. So
that's
it kind of, yeah, it kind of click-clacked together. So, but it was like, you know, I don't know what he expected, because I think he expected me to be mad or upset or mean or slam a door in his face. I guess everybody else was doing that. I'm not sure. But I was just like, man, if you about the life, if you love it, if you there from your heart, and you trying to just make a dope event go off, you already put all this work in, you already talked to all these people, let's roll with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more of a, okay, it is what it is, let's keep it moving. You know, you like I always have a saying that, hey man, this train ain't gonna stop for nobody. You know, you can wait till we get to the stop, or you can jump off while this motherfucker rolling. And that's kind of how I felt about the whole situation. It was already too late. If you want to be a part of it, be a part of it. If you don't, then the train got to keep moving. You know what I mean? Some people, I don't know why, didn't want to be a part of it, didn't want to do it, and that's fine. You know, cats was like, oh, if you don't got a permit, we ain't fucking with you. But as soon as the permit popped, they're like, yo, I got a place on the wall. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I ain't got to say no names. They know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Some cats was like, man, you sure you trust this AJ dude, man? I don't know about him. And I tell him, like I tell everybody else, he been 100% with me. He done everything he said he was going to do. He a man of his word. Until he do something that showed me he ain't worthy, I ain't going to fuck with him. What I mean by worthy is worthy of my time and effort. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm pretty busy, got a lot of shit going on. And dude came to me, you know, AJ came to me on the up and up, like, hey, we going to, by any means necessary, we going to make this happen. I was like, all right, then, with that kind of attitude, I'm definitely fucking with you. Because some cats be like, yeah, we going to do this. Yeah, it's going to happen. And then, like, they disappear. You know who you are again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to really say no names. I'm just going to let everybody feel the fire, you know. But he came through. We hopped on it. We had a couple meetings, you know. And I was like, as long as you got the artists and stuff together, I'll take care of everything else on my side. Like, you know, production, shows, after parties, that type stuff, hollering at people, and we'll figure it all out, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to lie and say that I'm up on every crew and every member, every crew, and know what everybody write. I would be lying. That's not what I do. I throw parties, I do production, I bring stuff together. So I was relying on AJ to have the artists on lock. Yeah. I don't, what?
I was gonna say too, there was a moment, I gotta give you props for this, because there was a moment that I was gonna drop out totally. You know, I had enough with motherfuckers stonewalling me on trying to get this shit going. All I was trying to do was get it going, and I did. Like, I literally just told motherfuckers, I'm done. You do with what you want, you know, and you know, and it's like when John hit me up about, he like hit me up immediately, man. Like, he's like, oh fuck no, you ain't leaving, you know, and this ain't you, man, and you know, and that helped, man. You know what I mean? Because it turned out fucking wonderful, man. I greatly appreciate you hitting me back and saying stick with it.
Nah, it's all good. I wasn't gonna let you bow anyway. I mean, I'm more on some, if you don't have the tools you need to do the job, then okay, I understand, let's go re-up and come back. But if it's just, you know, cats just yapping and trying to come down on you, make you feel like, you know, you're not doing the right thing, or you wouldn't do it like they doing. And, you know, I tell people all the time, sometimes you just gotta sink or swim. You know what I'm saying? If you're coming from the heart and it's something you love and you live in that life, you can't never go wrong. You can't never let somebody that's telling you not to do something, they ain't doing it. You can't let them tell you. That's how I am. I'm like, I don't sit well with critics. So I'm like, unless you doing what I'm talking about doing better than me, you can't say shit to me. So I didn't want you to quit, because I saw how much hard work you put into it. I saw how cats was coming at you online. I saw how cats was like, he said, she said behind your back and in your face all nice. And I don't like that kind of stuff. I'm gonna straight up tell you to your face what it is. If you don't like it, you can go home and cry. We can fight about it. You know, and I wasn't gonna let, for real, I wasn't gonna let you come this far. Right. and not do it. Cause I mean, this is how I look at it, and this is why I was so up on it. St. Louis is a city of rappers and DJs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a little bit of b-boy stuff there. It's a whole underground of graffiti art. But you know what happened? You know what I mean? Back when I was coming up in the 80s, everybody did everything. Cats could break, cats could do graffiti, cats was DJing, cats was rapping, you know, and all of a sudden, somehow in St. Louis, the street art disappeared and went underground completely. The b-boys stopped coming to shows, and next thing you know, it was just thugs standing around with their arms crossed, looking hard, like ready to fight because you stepped on their shoe. That's not what I came up in. I came up in, walk through the door, everybody know you, what's up, shout out your side of your town, shout out your crew. You got beef, you get on the floor with it. You got beef, you get lyrical with it. You got beef, you know what I'm saying, you take it to the wall. You got beef, you show your skills. So I just kind of, my whole basis for it was always, my boy Casper was a great artist, my boy Stun was a great artist, my boy Fight, like a lot of cats from KMS, from the old crew and all that. They was just like, man, we go to these hip-hop shows every night or every weekend. We listen to the DJs and we listen to the MCs and we watch the breakers, but, you know, there's no room for us. Where everybody at when we get down? They sleep or at the Waffle House or, yeah, you know, getting it in when we out on these train yards. We getting up on these walls. We doing this, we doing that, and nobody's really bringing attention to it. And at first I was like, y'all acting like some babies, y'all like, you know, y'all just want attention. I thought about it. If this is an element and it's an even element, and by even element, I feel like if it wasn't a part of it, you would miss it. You know what I'm saying? If like hip hop, I feel wouldn't be complete without graffiti, without art, because it's like every other part of hip hop. It's an expression of a culture, of a way of life, of an attitude, and it's really, they're really our newscasters. They're really our Picassos and our Dalis, and you know, they take what we're talking about on the street and they putting it up so you can see it. You know what I mean? It's weird how sometimes if you hear rappers rapping in a city or area and then you see what the graffiti look like, a lot of times it coincides with, like, you know, if they rapping about how bad it is in the hood and how everybody broken is what, you'll see the same stuff on the wall, you know what I mean? So that's why I feel like it's an integral part. So back in the day, we all decided to do it in a way as to bring that part of the element, which is, you know, whatever number element you want to call it, third, fourth, first, second. It's just a way to bring, you know, graffiti to the forefront, you know. And I think it did it in a big way. The only problem I think with it is that it should happen more on a regular basis. You know what I mean? I wish that it wasn't against the law and cats didn't have to hide, and, you know, there was more legal walls. But then again, you know, maybe that would take away from the vibe of it. Maybe that's part of it, because like I don't get down like that. I ain't gonna never lie and say, yeah, I'm an artist. Cats kept asking me, yo, what's your name? What you write under? I'd be like, nothing. You know, I'm here for support. I'm here to support y'all. I'm here to show y'all love. I'm here to, you know, pump it up, because I mean, you can't deny it. I mean, when you look at this stuff, you be like, man, somebody did this with a spray can and they wrist. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard enough to draw something with a pencil, but now you spraying something in the air on it. You know what I mean? It's just, to me, it's ridiculous, because I've seen some ridiculous stuff. I ain't seen a lot of stuff as dope as a lot of artists seen, but just from being at the wall, it's always something dope down there.
So seeing St. Louis from almost the ground up and seeing where it's going now, where do you see it going in the future?
You know, actually, man, I see a struggle. I see a struggle with the city again. I see, and not for the wrong reasons, but because they were hoping it was gonna flop, I feel. But once the TV picked it up, once the Post-Dispatch picked it up, the RFT picked it up, Go picked it up, all these people start doing reviews on it. Hate to say it, all the old white people start coming. You know, all the cats that, you know, decide what's going on start coming saying, oh, well, this is dope. Like, they thought it was going to be a free-for-all, wild style, bang them up, shut the city down. Some cats got it in. They did their thing. They got up in some places they shouldn't have. But, you know, it is what it is. And we had pre-warned them, hey, not everybody that's going to be there is with us. What can we do to make it right? And what they did was they sent me a list of all the addresses and buildings and places where people got up where they wasn't supposed to, and I went around and covered them up. So if you artists out there and you put something up at Paint Louis 2013 and it's gone now, that's me, just so you know. Nothing personal, it's just, you know, I'm making it so we can do it again next year, and the year after that, and the year after that. Well, the reason I'm saying that it's gonna be, you know, a battle with the city is because they're going to want to figure out a way to make money off of it. Now they know that the average Joe and everybody's into it, and they're like, oh no, let them paint. Like, I kept seeing stuff on the message boards and stuff on the comments like, this is dope, I'm 55, they should let these kids paint, blah, 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 they ain't hurt nobody, at least they ain't on the street selling drugs or shooting people. So, you know, like I said, and like, you know, nothing against when I say quote unquote white people. I mean, you know, taxpayers who own houses in the neighborhoods, who vote, who have an alderman, who decide a lot of the stuff that goes on. For them to actually get behind it and say, yeah, it's dope, we like it, you should leave it there. We did it just in time because 4th of July weekend came and 100,000 plus people saw it. My mom went down there on 4th of July just to drive by and show her friend the wall, say, yo, my son helped do this. She couldn't get down there because there was so many cars. From front to back, all the way up and down for that quarter mile, it was so many cars and people walking up and down there to see it. So I think in the future, it's gonna be a struggle to keep it. How we gonna keep it? We gonna keep it real? You know, like when keeping it real goes wrong, when you keep it too real, or we gonna sell out? And what's selling out? And that's not necessarily blowing it up means selling it out, but when you blow it up, you gotta be more careful. And what I mean by blowing it up is already people like, I wanna play it next year. Well, how you gonna play it? Unless we set up a stage and sound and lights and block off the street, but nah, dog, I wanna play it next year, man. I heard it was raw, I wanna get on, you know, like, you know, and we had a lot of people, and again, I don't like to say names, so I'm not gonna say no names, who was on some, well, let's see how it go this year. Meaning, if we fall flat on our face, they ain't fucking with us next year. They don't want nothing to do with it. But if it's successful, they got our back, and they want to give us money, and they want to give us support, and they want to, you know, bring some artists themselves. So, you know, that's great and fine and dandy. What I don't want it to do is to get it taken out of the artist's hands. At the end of the day, if I'm doing it by myself and AJ ain't here, it's out of the artist's hands. You know what I'm saying? I mean well, I know what I'm doing it for the artist, but if I don't have an artist or real artist like AJ there with me, keeping it real, like keeping it real for real, and I know I say that a lot, but that's the only thing you can really say, then it's not really Paint Louis. It's always been about the artist. It's always been about the art. It's always been about showing your skills, showing your style. You know what I'm saying? Repping your crew, repping your city. So I don't think that's ever going to change, but I do see it in the future. I see it doubling in size next year. I see a lot more sponsors, corporate sponsors. I see, you know, more t-shirts. I see people jockeying to be a part of it. Because believe me, we approach so many people. I don't know how many people you approach. I approached like 15, 20 people who was like, well, you know, this year we're going to sit it out and see how it goes. And if it's successful, then contact us as soon as you know the new date. So, you know, it's like, you know, it is what it is. It's, you know, so People don't want to be connected with something if it's not going to turn out, and that's that
Don't
fear.
catch the vapors, man, one way or the other.
Oh, they already got the vapors. That's not even a question. They already got the vapors. I mean, watch. I'm telling you, watch next year. It's going to be mad sponsors. You're going to see people you never thought would sponsor something like that. So, I mean, I would like to see more myself. I'd like to see more concentration, like walls on crews like we did this year. You know, I really like how the crews had, you know, was backed up against each other, like, you know, Asking X-Men and all that stuff, how they was like, you know, ATC Mob, all that stuff, the whole Made You Look with, you know, all those different crews. I like how the crews was all, you know, put together like that. So, you know, yeah.